Good morning, everybody. This is Geneva. I am a metaphysical, multidimensional soul coach, and I have a message today for the divine feminines out there that are having an issue with depression, with disconnection, with not feeling grounded. So the last 2 nights for myself, I have had next to no sleep. Last night was better. The night before, I felt a lot of energetic shifts. And with that, it, so closely following the full moon and things like that. And so one of the things that's been incredibly difficult is, what does this mean? Now, I prefer anymore not to do a lot of research, not to follow a lot of things on Facebook. I've turned my Facebook completely to where it just represents my spiritual body. And so I found, and I used to watch a lot of different teachers and things, but I want to make sure that intuitively I'm getting the messages that I'm supposed to bring to you out there. So more and more I'm having a lot of women come to me and kind of feeling really just kind of almost at the point, the breaking point where they're ready to leave their other half, their divine masculine. And I do want to do a video about what the divine feminine is to begin with. But that won't be today. So as I do more and more research, it's almost too much. And so I'm feeling guided that a lot of my messages are going to come straight from the information that I'm given to give to you. So one thing that I'm being told is that the goddess energy is very important. And a lot of women are starting to feel this. Now, this can also affect men. Some men are 80-90% divine feminine, and they will also feel this. And now there are men that are going to be more of the divine, they embody more of the divine masculine type energy. And one thing that I want the divine feminine community out there to understand is that as we work through these energies, the last few nights, some of you will be affected by it, some of you will not. I've found that no matter what I do, I'm affected by all of it. So I've learned to, instead of doing extra meditations, I just flow with it, let it go. The first night I was up and down, hot, could not get cool enough. I think I turned the house down to 65 and everybody else can just use blankets because I just could not get cooled off enough. And I couldn't speak. I couldn't sleep. And I laid there and I waited and just knew that I wasn't meant to sleep. And it's almost with the last 6 months between the all these eclipses and energy shifts that the divine feminine is ready to bring forth this energy. And kind of like Mother Earth, who's the mother to all, she's been pregnant with this energy. And now all these thoughts and feelings, all this creative energy that we've been harnessing and coming up with, we're ready to give birth to it. So the divine feminine is ready to give birth to all the ideas that are meant to be a part of her life. And this is also healing on the collective level as well. And so with that, I find a lot of us are really getting into that goddess energy, and which is fantastic. And you will feel divinely guided to really work on yourself. And so that's one thing that was really hard in my journey, was trying so hard the last 3 years to get my divine masculine to see that he is who he is and he needs to heal. And as I worked on myself, if you are connected with another person, they will heal, but they don't know they're healing. So when I'm working on myself and doing my self work, I'm doing shadow work, I'm meditating, I'm just really trying to let go of childhood conditions, of all the conditions of love I've been taught from a child. As I'm letting those go, he's also letting those go, and he doesn't know it. So he can be driven into his addictions. So I want the women to understand and be patient that when you work on yourself, you will affect your divine masculine counterpart or complement, whatever you care to call him. And it will be very confusing for him. He will not understand why he turns back on some of these bad habits and just kind of gets lost in this depression. And so when you work past the depression yourself and you find yourself opening up to divine love and really just working through your emotions as you feel them, you will find that it's a lot easier because you do not depend on him. And so something that's really coming up for a lot of the divine feminines is they're noticing that perhaps their partner is narcissistic. They're finding out that maybe they're an empath, okay? And part of that is the lifting of the veil. You know, women wear a veil in other cultures. And what that is as humans, we've really been hiding ourselves, hiding our true selves. And so through these energetic shifts, we're learning to accept ourselves for who we are. And so are the divine masculine. It's slower for them. Women are patient. A lot of the men don't even realize it's happening. Some of them are. I would say a lot of them are definitely waking up. And what I can tell the feminine energies is right now, people are waking up at mass speeds. And people who we never thought would awaken are awakening. So be patient. A woman carries child for 9 months. We have to wait those 9 months for that baby to be born. We were excited about it. We know how to cultivate and be patient, and then have another body living inside of us, and wait for that baby to come out. And then for 18 years, we're that mother, you know, and so embrace that energy, embrace that, even if you haven't had children, embrace that mothering instinct that you have. It is there, it is yours, it is ingrained in you. Men don't have that. They don't have it, and they can't understand it. And so don't expect them to. You have to let them learn the lessons they need to learn in their own power and in their own time. And what I can tell you also is, don't, with the codependency, you know, understand it and heal from it. It's meant to teach you something. And understand that in all relationships, one of you will be more narcissistic than the other. You know, how many times do you see narcissistic behavior in your own? You know, I can't tell you how many times I've judged myself. I've felt sexist at times. When I want to go get my car fixed, I'd really rather a woman didn't do it. Now that's from my personal experience, because I've had a few women work on my car and they didn't do a very good job. So it has nothing to do with them, but my time is valuable. And if I have a battery that goes dead and a woman tests it, I might want to have a man test it, because for 2 weeks I had a bad battery because a woman said it's fine. So that's just from my own personal experiences. I want to make sure I'm taken care of. And I judge myself for that. I don't like that about myself. And so through this whole thing, that's one thing you're really going to learn, is you're going to learn so much about yourself. And what I always tell my coaching clients, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because it's a hell of a ride and it's very bumpy. But when it's smooth, it's awesome. You know, every day I'm driving to work, I'm looking at the sunrise and all the colors and the clouds, and do my best not to crash my car because I'm just taking it all in. And one thing that's really helped me through all the process is music. Any kind of music, rap music, anything. Listen to the lyrics. Right now, one big thing, you know, one thing that helped me through some massive shifts was the song called Me, Myself, and I. You know, the woman talks about, I'm the only one I have until I die. The only person that's constant in your whole life is that person looking back at you in the mirror. So what are you doing to love yourself? What are you doing to honor yourself? What are you doing to respect yourself? Are you doing it at all? And if the answer is no, go do it. And if you don't know how to do it, that's when you find a coach. A coach will tell you, stop lying to yourself. These are excuses. I like to eliminate words in people's dialogue. And that for me is fun and exciting, because I can see that, aha, they're like, oh, the word try is not even a word. It's not an action. It's an excuse. You don't ever follow try with anything but excuses. So stop using it. Be a doer. Be a person that does things. Another song that really helped with one thing that guys have to understand is that in the collective right now, the divine masculines masks are being revealed. They are coming off. They're taking them off. There's something called disclosure. Disclosure is what happens when pure honesty comes out. And we're seeing it right now, all the sex abuse, all the allegations in the media with everybody who sexually abused women. Okay. They've gotten sloppy. And also that divine feminine energy is coming out and saying, you have wronged me. You make this right. And I discussed that with my divine complement. And he's come such a long way. And one thing he said was, well, now how are men going to speak to women? And I kind of chuckled. I'm like, with love and respect, the way that as divine feminines we haven't really required yet. We've treated them as our children. We've been their mother. And that's the one thing I can tell you is, especially if you're in a relationship, anytime you feel like you're being their mother, you are being their codependent. You are taking on that energy. And so take a look at all your relationships, your first foundation, and are you honoring them? Are you honoring yourself? If you're not, change what you're doing. It doesn't mean leave. If you feel like you're depending on them, stop depending on them. Start depending on yourself. Start looking inside and figuring out what makes you tick. If you're in the wrong job, you're going to know it right now. You're going to feel it. I've already had a few healers come to me, and it's monotonous. They don't know what they're doing. Right now, I'm in the transition of bringing myself into the community as a medical intuitive, and it's not accepted here at all. I'm also an animal communicator, and I've tried. I have tried to just push those animals away, and I love my animals, but how can I spend my day talking to animals and make a living at the same time? And so understand that as disclosure happens, as the divine masculines make these shifts, they have no idea what's going on. If you are the awakened one, if you've been awake, they have no idea what is going on. And so you have to just give them love and let them work through it. And you cannot force them to heal. As somebody who is an energy healer myself, I've been practicing vibrational medicine for about 5 years. Not one person have I been able to force heal. And that's one of the top questions I ask them. Are you ready to heal? And I want to hear them say it. And until that, I know that I can't help them. And finding people that are actually humans, finding humans that are ready to heal is so difficult. And animals, they want to heal. They want to heal you. They want their humans to feel good. This week, I almost crashed my car into a hawk because apparently I was not listening to the universe for about 2 minutes. And it was such a beautiful experience because I got to be within about 2 feet of a hawk's whole underbelly, and it was just so beautiful. And I'm so lucky that the universe speaks to me every day, and so that I can bring forward that positive energy to those that are seeking it. And back to how you are feeling about yourself, you will project it onto your divine masculine and onto other relationships in your life. So it's really important to really focus on your self-healing. Get a massage, drink spring water, do whatever it is that you have to do for yourself, and keep doing it. And really make sure that you are spending time every day enriching your spiritual body and emotional body. The physical body is so temporary. And as somebody who makes a living by working on people with their physical bodies, I've expanded on working on the other 75% of the body, which is the emotional, the spiritual, and the mental bodies, and learning how to fix them. You can fix them. Every part of our components of our being on a metaphysical level wants homeostasis. So once you understand homeostasis is just the body's rhythm, and understand that the physical body is only 25% of that. So what are you going to do for the other 75% of that body? Okay. Spiritual growth, read books, watch videos, whatever you have to do, meditate. Mental and emotional bodies. Look through your past, reflect on the past and see what it is, why you made the decisions you made. Let's start making good decisions. Let's start honoring ourselves and honoring our families. And for me, the way I honor myself is I don't watch the news. I don't watch the corruption. I do my best not to watch any of the negativity. And it's still there. But it's not heavy to me anymore. And I've let that go. I'm going to say again about labels. Our human existence loves to label and name things. Let go of all of that. And when you're ready for some true freedom, let go of clocks and time. That's my challenge to the divine feminine today. Stop putting time frames on things. Stop being a slave to your clock. Turn off your phone. Don't look at the clock for 24 hours. How would you live your life differently? Do you have more time or do you have less? I try to really not go over your heads with a lot of metaphysical things. But being a metaphysical human being means you are true essence of your being. And so that's what I'm challenging people right now to do. And so if you like this video and you want to hear more, or if there's a comment below, if there's anything you want to know more about, let me know. And in the future, I'm going to be doing my first channeling session. I don't know when, but I've had a few, I've definitely been in contact with a few human and past human energies that would like to speak through me as a conduit. So I don't make a lot of videos right now because I'm being bombarded with that. So I'm really trying to figure out where that sets me. And one of the biggest issues right now, especially with healers, with light workers, is changing the way you view money. Because money is a human-made thing. And so in order to live your truth and speak it, we have to change our perception on money. And I'm working on that right now, and it's been awesome and amazing. So I would love to share some of those things with you in the near future. I send you guys the love and light, and be true to yourself today. Speak your truth. Namaste.